Hello and welcome back to my channel. Recently I got a comment from Danielle B. Hey Danielle. And she asked me if I had any videos about paying off debt or paying off loans, and I didn't. I've honestly really just started making videos for this channel not too long ago, have had my blog and podcast way longer. So you can check my blog out at jessicamorehouse.com. And of course, my podcast is called The Mo Money Podcast. All of the episodes are on this channel, but of course you can listen to it on Spotify, iTunes, and anywhere else you want to listen to a podcast. But since I'm coming out with more and more videos for this channel, I wanted to make sure that I did have a debt-related video. And so in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 different debt payoff strategies you need to know about. Okay, let's jump in. So the first debt payoff strategy is the most popular and the most commonly known one. It is called the debt avalanche. And even though it is not exactly my personal favorite debt payoff strategy, it is the one that makes the most financial and kind of logical sense. So how the debt avalanche strategy works is, let's say you have 3 different debts. They all have different amounts, maybe you owe, $10,000, $5,000, and $1,000. And they all have different interest rates. So $10,000, maybe the interest rate is 3%, $5,000, maybe it's 5%, and the $1,000 debt is charging you 10%. Well, with the debt avalanche, you would attack the most expensive debt first. So that means the debt that is charging you the highest interest rate first. So in the example that I just gave, it would be the $1,000 loan that is charging you 10%. 10% is the highest interest you're being charged on all 3 debts. So that is the one that you would focus on. Once that is paid off, you would move on to the second most expensive debt, which would be the $5,000 loan that is charging you 5% interest. And then once that is paid off, you would move on to your last debt. Remember, it is not just about paying off one and ignoring the others. In this strategy, you are always paying the minimum owed on all of your debts, but it's really just so you can focus on attacking one and getting that out of the way, and then number 2, and then out of the way, and so on. And usually in this strategy, you're also putting more than the minimum on that first debt that you really want to crush. So let's say the minimum for that first debt is $10 a month. You would want to pay as much as you can comfortably afford within your budget. And then once that is paid off, that same amount that you were putting on debt number 1, you would move over to debt number 2, and then the same thing would happen to debt number 3. The second debt payoff strategy is called the Debt Snowball strategy. Similar than the avalanche, but a little bit different. Personally, it is one of my favorite ones. When I'm working with clients and they have a bunch of different debts and it becomes very overwhelming, this just makes more psychological sense. It really isn't just about numbers, right? There's a lot of things that go into it, like emotions and just how you feel about yourself and self-confidence, guilt, shame. There's a lot of feelings, and it can be very difficult to really do the debt avalanche one, even though it makes more logical sense. Of course, attack the one that has the highest interest rate, is charging you the most money. Of course, why wouldn't you want to try to pay that off first? Well, if the example I gave was kind of reversed and the $10,000 loan was charging you 10%, and that was the one that you needed to focus on, even though you had 2 other debts, a $5,000 and a $1,000 debt, it might feel like you're never going to pay off that first really expensive debt. Wouldn't it be nice if you could just focus on paying off that small $1,000 debt first, and then you don't have 3 loans to focus on, you've got just 2. Well, that is exactly what the debt snowball strategy is all about. It is focusing on paying off your smallest debt first, and then your second smallest, and so on and so forth. For me, this makes sense because it gives you that first little win. If you have been ignoring your debts for a while and you just don't feel like you can do this because you've been living with debt for so long, paying off that smallest debt first will give you that kind of win that you're looking for. It'll give you that extra motivation to keep on going. So typically when I kind of present these 2 options to my clients, you would probably assume that they would choose the first one. It is very popular, it's very logical, but actually almost everyone chooses the debt snowball. There's nothing wrong with choosing one over the other. The whole goal is just to become debt free, so it actually really doesn't matter if you pay a little bit more in interest by doing the debt snowball. Again, personal finance is personal. Do whatever makes you feel comfortable and do whatever strategy you know that you can actually accomplish. If you feel like Debt Avalanche, that is not for me, I don't think I can do that. Debt Snowball sounds a little bit more interesting, then do the Debt Snowball. It doesn't actually matter what anyone else tells you or what anyone else is doing. Do whatever makes the most sense for you. So the last debt strategy is called the Debt Snowflake strategy. So it is a strategy that you would do in conjunction with the Debt Avalanche or the Debt Snowball strategy. So the Debt Snowflake strategy is pretty straightforward, actually. It just means that whenever you get some unexpected found money, then you don't just spend it or put into savings, you actually use it to pay off your debt more aggressively. So found money can be a lot of different things. If you get a tax refund, if you get some birthday money in the mail, if you get a bonus at work, if you have a side hustle, once in a while you work weekends for some company, you can use that money to pay off your debt. Whatever extra money kind of comes in that you can throw at your debt, that is taking part in the Debt Snowflake strategy. So those are the 3 debt payoff strategies that you should know about. If you are currently dealing with some debt, guess what? You're not alone and you can become debt-free too. So many people in the personal finance community have amazing stories of having crazy amounts of debt, like hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, and being able to pay it off eventually. So no matter how much you owe, don't feel like just because you've been living with debt for so long, that's your life now and you can never get out. There's always a solution. It's really just about educating yourself about your options and then start getting to work. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be a lot of sacrifice involved and you will have to maybe live a little bit leaner than you're used to until you become debt-free or on your way to becoming debt-free. But what I've seen with so many clients is when you do become debt-free or you crush one of those big loans that's been bugging you for so many years, there is no better feeling in the world than having that kind of weight lift off your shoulders. So to help you on your debt-free journey, I'm gonna include a link in the description of this video to the blog post I wrote about this topic. So if you want to just remind yourself of what I went through and just kind of the ins and outs and see a few examples, you can click on that and check it out. I'm gonna also include a few other free resources from other people that I found very helpful in the description, including, a debt calculator and spreadsheet that you may want to try out. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to comment below what you think. If you have any other questions, what other topics that are debt related you'd like me to cover in a future video. If you like this video, of course, make sure to hit that like button. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. I'm coming out with way more videos. As you know, if you leave a comment and let me know what you want to see, I will make a video about it. So thank you so much for watching this video. I will be back very soon with another one. Until that happens, see you next time.